Oh boy, guys, this is crazy. So Candace Owens has been going to war against the entirety of the right lately because her grift of Charlie Kirk's murder has gotten to the point that not even Nick Fuentes can look the other way on now. They just had a big fight on Twitter a couple days ago, which I'm sure is about to come up in a few moments when we watch Candace Owens' own content, over this fact. She's just making things up about Israel and France having something to do with Charlie Kirk's murder. She keeps on trying to claim that Tyler Robinson didn't shoot Charlie Kirk, when at this point the evidence is pretty rock solid. He definitely did. But people are buying her shit. Many aren't. Her own audience is starting to feel betrayed because she keeps making these strong claims that she has evidence, promises to release the next stream, and then just doesn't. And she is currently live right now with 100,000 viewers. She has 100,000 concurrent viewers watching her right now as she discusses whether or not Ben Shapiro knew about Erica Kirk and Fort Huachuca. Every new stream, she's got some new narrative, some new conspiracy about the truth behind Charlie Kirk's murder, which is especially fucked when you consider
that I say now.
He and her were best friends, legitimately best friends who hung out a lot in real life. They bowled together, they fished together, they went on trips together, and now she's grifting off of his murder. It's so blatantly shameless, but I wouldn't put it past her, tell you the truth. This is her live stream. She is currently live, so let's go ahead and tune in and see what she's talking about. What's she yapping about?
And it was pertaining to Kanye. But I'm showing you this because it's important for you to understand that this has never stopped. I want you to imagine if you view yourself to be a slave owner and that slave not only survives like this public whipping, but that escapes and becomes successful. That's pretty much my relationship with Ben Shapiro since he's fired me.
Holy shit, bro. We chose a good time to get into it. Leave a like and a comment down below if you end up liking the video. Subscribe and ring the bell icon to see more. And join my fan Discord if you haven't already. Let's get right into it, boys.
They have not stopped. They have not stopped. I am talking about people working behind the scenes to call advertisers, attempting to bankrupt me in courts, sending undercover interns to stalk me. He has issued thus far 3 court proceedings, okay, for every solitary petty infraction against things that I say. He's worked with Barry Weiss behind the scenes to have articles written about me. It is non-stop. I refer to this, just to be clear, as legal abuse. It's legal abuse. And I have put up with a lot of it. I have put up with the pettiness of even suing me because I interviewed a...
Okay, she is very wealthy. She is very wealthy. She absolutely has the means necessary to defend herself against any kind of frivolous lawsuit. And if any of these... if she's being sued by Ben Shapiro 3 times frivolously, do you know what would happen? Candace Owens' audience doesn't because they're stupid and they don't do research, and she knows that, and she's banking on it, in fact, counting on it. But if you are frivolously suing the same person over and over again, you will be deemed a vexatious litigant, which means the courts will ban you from suing people because they know you just use the court system for malice. Once you've done it a few times, you lose your right to sue people.
Mentioned your name as you pretend that you care about free speech.
Ben is also a Harvard Law School graduate, which is worth noting, so I don't think he would be doing frivolous slap suits. I'm just saying.
And debate. I've put up with a lot of it, but today I draw the line. I draw the line with this miserable imp when it comes to Charlie Kirk. Okay? Don't try me on this, but you keep trying me on this. You are an imposter, Ben. You're an imposter. You pay to pretend that you're friends, that you have a right to be on that stage because you get donors to pressure people, because you know Jewish people who can threaten to take money, where you say, hey, do an advertising spend. Here's $1 million. I'm sorry, you're...
Well, that was a little overt, Candace.
Dead. The entire world knows that you are an imposter. I mean, you're so much of a fraud that essentially what you do is you have people send around clips to grown men to cheer you on, to pretend like the audiences love you. You staff audiences with people.
So chat, is this her truly losing her mind, or is it all performative grift? I feel like it's all performative grift. I think that she is probably just the biggest pathological liar in internet grifter history. If you go back to her early history online, she was grifting as a far left person. She wasn't genuine back then either. She was grifting back in the early 2010s as a far left person. She started grifting as a conservative when that started to be what paid, and is now at what I can only assume is the absolute peak maximum of this grift.
People that work for YAF who are told to explode into cheers when you hit the stage because you don't have the confidence anymore to go out into the world because you know people see you for what you are. And so exactly what he did yesterday. We can now listen to what this imposter said as he hit the stage. Charlie Kirk's organization, the one that he built for debate, if you have a disagreement, and he instructs people here in this speech, go after me and Tucker Carlson, right? That's what he's going to do. He wants us deplatformed. So he's going to attack me, he's going to attack Tucker Carlson, and he's going to attack Megyn Kelly because she's at the beginning of what these people have put me and Tucker and Charlie Kirk through. Take a listen to a portion of what Ben had to say.
So, if Candace Owens decides to spend every day since the murder of Charlie Kirk casting aspersions at TPUSA and the people who work here, who worked with Charlie every single day, his best friends, to cast aspersions at Mikey McCoy and Andrew Colvin and Blake Neff and Tyler Boyer, and yes, at Erica Kirk, and to imply or outright claim complicity in a cover-up over Charlie's murder, to spew absolutely baseless trash implicating everyone from French intelligence to Mossad to members of TPUSA in Charlie's murder.
Everything Ben's saying is right, by the way.
Then we, as people with a microphone, have a moral obligation to call that out by name. So no, Tucker Carlson.
Yeah, I mean, Candace is blatantly lying and just trying to rope up as much content out of the death of her friend as possible. And she is milking this to the point where it's getting to be comical. Like the depths that she is having to go to add new depth to the conspiracy theory. Because she wants to be able to just keep milking this for money, so the conspiracy theory is growing and getting deeper. Every stream, more people are complicit in the death of Charlie Kirk or were involved in it. And she's constantly throwing, she's thrown out 20 possible groups behind it. They were either all or some of them were doing it, and she keeps claiming she's got evidence that she'll never release. She'll say, I'm going to release it next stream, but then the next stream is a topic about something completely different, a whole new group, and then she's promising evidence on that group the next stream, but then it's a different person or group of people she's exposing the next stream. It's literally I don't know how she's getting away with it. I mean, she's not. The right is even starting to call her out for it now, but I don't know how there's 100,000 people watching her live right now. I am one of 100,000 people watching this live as we speak.
It is not an excuse to go silent on Candace's targeting of TPUSA. Or to mirror her bullshit lines of questioning because you love Candace personally. The same holds true of Megyn Kelly, a person I consider a friend, characterizing Candace as a young mother and thus shying away from condemning her actions or fibbing about them. That is a non-starter. When Candace Owens says, I don't know, but I know, that is retarded. And we are all more retarded for having her.
Damn, Ben.
Well, Ben, when it comes to you and having worked with you, I just know the tactics that you use to feign popularity in the public. I just know the amount of money that you are willing to spend on advertising to inflate your numbers to make people think that you're popular. So, yeah, I don't have to say we don't know when it comes to you. You are such a joke of a little man. Your jealousy against Tucker, your ability to believe that you can keep manipulating the markets. You know those kids booed you on that stage. The amount of messages I got from Turning Point USA people saying, what is happening? Why is he on this stage? Standing against everything that Charlie believed in. So that's what you're doing. You're standing against everything.
Charlie Kirk, as I've found out, really was just pro-Israel to the end. This narrative from Candace Owens that shortly before his death he was starting to switch up on Israel is nonsense. Charlie Kirk was a diehard TPUSA Zionist pro-Israel guy till the day he died, till the moment that bullet went through his neck. He never let up on that. There is no shot that Israel was behind it.
that Charlie believed in because you weren't his friend. He didn't like you for that very reason. Look at you, and I just think you are such a little worm. I could see you right now, probably. What can we get out to her? We're going to sue her into bankruptcy again, right? Sue her.
Dude, imagine being a Candace Owens fan with a degradation kink right now. Those motherfuckers would be rock hard watching this.
Her for every infraction, every word that I don't like, and every time my feelings are hurt. Because what you really believe in is Baal Berith. That's what your people believe in. You believe that you are contract lords and that people are not allowed to violate contracts or you will ruin them for years. You fire someone and you effectively stalk and harass them for years after. I'm here to let you know that I'm done.
What is she talking about? Is she high?
Done with it. I am done with it. This one is so fully off of the mother effing plantation. Truly, Ben Shapiro, fuck you and the midget horse that you rode in on. And I say that on behalf of the world. I know you're going to get
Fuck you and the pony you rode in on.
applauded by Konstantin Kisin and Andrew Christ is King Clavin and all of the people, the men who have to keep applauding what you do like you're a 4-year-old to make you feel good. But the rest of the world can't stand you. You're obnoxious. You have absolutely no values that exist outside of the Talmud. You describe yourself as a Talmudic Jew, and I've learned what's in that Talmud, and I encourage other people at home to learn what is in that Talmud so that you know what Ben thinks of you, because he doesn't just hate me, he hates you too, white men. He hates all black people, okay? If he's following the rules of the Talmud, I mean, when I say hates, they think that we're animals, that they have a right to own us, that they have a right to make us worship them, that they have a right to lie to us, that they have a right to sue us and take everything.
Every major Abrahamic religion justifies slavery. Because those books were all written in a time when slavery was like, it wasn't like, obviously, we're not talking like chattel slavery, as we know it from the Americas and whatnot, but like, we're talking about, like, pre-Roman times and stuff. If you conquered another kingdom or community or tribe in those times, it was a given you enslaved everyone who survived the attack. And they could work their way out of it. It doesn't necessarily mean they were treated like how America treated slaves in those times. There was broad variety, but they were definitely not allowed to have freedom and be their own people. And it was so standard that, of course, every major religion, like if you go back to their ancient holy scripture, justifies or at least just doesn't really condemn slavery as a concept, because it would be like condemning killing an animal. It's like, I guess they could do that, but it would be really out there as a suggestion for how people should live their lives back then. Not saying it's good. I'm just saying, like, it was standard, so the religious texts don't treat it like a crazy bad thing.
That we have, that they have a right to deceive us, that they have a right to treat Charlie the way that he treated Charlie while he was alive, only to then try to defraud the population into thinking that he is somehow a part of his legacy, that he somehow cared about Charlie Kirk and cares to protect the people that are working at Turning Point USA. Goodbye, Ben. Goodbye. Question is, how much more money is Ben Shapiro going to spend to make people think that he's popular? How many more articles is his father going to write under a pen name, Hank Berrien of the Daily Wire, under the pen name Hank Berrien, as he wrote while...
Maybe that's true. That's like the one thing out of Candace Owens' mouth that I'm willing to believe, is that Ben Shapiro's dad writes for the Daily Wire under a pen name.
Ben was at Breitbart before he turned his back and betrayed them too, because that is his nature. He's one of these belly creatures, sliver on. The question is, how many more weeks and years do we have to keep pretending like Ben Shapiro is relevant? It's an open question. Of course, what followed Ben Shapiro on stage is somebody who Charlie Kirk loved very much and who he fought for to the very end against the Jewish donors who were pressuring him. Some of them
Jewish
because Ben Shapiro
donors
insisted that they do. Take a listen to what Tucker Carlson had to say when he hit the stage.
the prediction that, at some point when Republicans took power again, which I did everything I could, to help, and really felt that was important. I still think, I was right. But I really thought that the impulse to deplatform people, or even to use the word platform as a verb, which it's not.
It's not obvious. Candace Owens is a Nazi. Like, years ago, she was talking about how the only thing Hitler did wrong in her mind is invade the rest of Europe.
It's a noun, don't steal my nouns. Deplatform and denounce. Why haven't you denounced somebody else? The whole Red Guard Cultural Revolution thing that we so hated and feared on the left that we did everything we could to usher in a new time where you could have an actual debate. I mean, this kind of was the whole point of Charlie Kirk's public life. And I think that he died for it. I really believe that. And I know a lot about it because the last several months of Charlie's life were devoted in part to arguing about this event, in fact, this speech, in fact, my speech here, which he asked me to do earlier this year, this summer, and was immediately...
Dude, these fucking grifters, Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson, they really are just taking every last bit of clout they can out of Charlie Kirk's desiccated, drying corpse.
Immediately put under just immense pressure from people who give money to Turning Point, I would assume good people, but who wanted him to take me off the roster. And this has all become public, and the whole thing is so sad that I never talk about it, except to say Charlie stood firm in his often stated and deeply held belief that people should be able to debate, and that if you have something valid to say, if you're telling the truth, you ought to be able to explain it calmly and in detail to people who don't agree with you, and that you shouldn't immediately resort to shut up racist.
That is Charlie Kirk's true legacy, and that is Charlie Kirk's true friend, just as I was and am and will continue to fight and ask questions about who killed Charlie Kirk.
Just asking questions.
People that are at home, I implore you.
She's not been asking questions at all. She's been making very strong statements where she, peers into the camera and calls you a retarded gay retard if you don't agree with the conspiracy theory she's just pulled out of her ass, and is promising she will substantiate with evidence tomorrow. Except tomorrow is going to be a whole new list of allegations about a completely different guy.
You to wake up to these people who believe that they are contract lords. I challenge Black Americans to wake up to your true history, because your quarrel is not with white men, okay? Wake up to who publishes these books and keeps us warring with one another. Christians versus Christians, right? Christians versus Muslims. Wake up and learn the true history of slavery, because that wasn't exactly a white men sport, okay? Jewish people were the ones that were trading us. Jewish people were in control of the slave trade. They've buried a lot of it.
Yeah, she took the Kanye pill.
But it's there, and you can find it. I think all of us need to wake up to this, because it's making me...
This is not true, by the way. Slavery-era America, and especially the South, was not friendly to Jews.
Absolutely sick. That he is so bold that he dare...
There was one Jew they were kind of chill with, and that's Jesus.
Sit near Charlie Kirk's chair, that he dare grace that stage when Charlie Kirk knew exactly what Ben Shapiro was and will always be. So again, on your belly, Ben Shapiro. We'll be back after a brief break. All right, you guys, when they double down on abortion...
Okay, I'm assuming this is a pre-recorded live stream that she does. Preborn? What? Wait, what is this? I need to see the sponsor.
We know that we have to double down on supporting life through our partnership with Preborn. We can help save babies and support mothers that are in need. Every day, Preborn's clinics rescue hundreds of babies, because when a mother sees her baby on an ultrasound and hears that tiny heartbeat, her chance of choosing life doubles. And now, thanks to a generous match program, your gift will be doubled as well. That means twice as many ultrasounds, twice as many lives that are saved, and twice as many mothers that are given hope. We're also given diapers, car seats, counseling, and care for...
Okay, if that's true, that seems like a good program. I mean, as long as it's not like the state mandating that you go get an ultrasound before you're allowed to have an abortion, which That is a rule that Republicans have tried to pass. It's a maternity clinic? Yeah, it's fine. That's fine. But overall, though, Candace Owens has truly fallen off the deep end. She's entirely embraced the grift. There's not a single honest bone left in her body. I mean, God, how shameless do you have to be to grift off of the death of your actual best friend? Someone who you hung out with, you know, bowled together, went fishing, you know, went on trips together. Like, Candace is a bad person. I know I say this often about conservative figures, but there's a level of bad person you have to be to do all that shit to your peers who are also bad people. 6 figures changes people? Hold on. You think Candace Owens makes 6 figures? Candace Owens makes probably 8 figures. I wouldn't be surprised if Candace Owens has 10 mil plus in her bank account right now. There's no shot she has less than 10 million. Guys, keep in mind, Candace Owens has been regularly doing these live streams and pulling at least 30,000 to 50,000 live viewers for as long as I've been doing streams. So imagine if every day I live streamed and pulled 70,000 or so viewers for all that time. For over all those years, so many people watching, so many people donating. I would probably have somewhere over $10 million at that point. With all the ad revenue, all the donations. Yeah, like I'm just imagining, like, she has to be in the 8 figures range in her actual net worth. There's no way. Like, she's gotten so many sponsor deals, direct payment contracts from the Daily Wire. How much do you think the Daily Wire paid her? I would bet the Daily Wire gave her at least a $1 million contract. Probably multiple millions. The Daily Wire contracts alone, which she was with for years, that was probably millions she made just working for the Daily Wire. Then there was her ad revenue. Then there's the sponsors. Then there's the donations and memberships through her live stream. Candace Owens is an extremely wealthy woman. Like, make no mistake. Grifters have no soul? They don't have any soul at all. That is true. They got buku bucks, though. Anyway, folks, if you enjoyed this segment, if you found it enjoyable, educational, anything like that, leave a big like down below. Thumbs up, it helps a lot. Comment down below to support the channel. Comment Whirlpool as a code word to let me know you watched all the way to the end. It also helps the video a lot. And join the fan Discord if you haven't already, as that is the main hub of my community and fan base. And on top of that, in just a few moments after I wrap up stream, I will be hosting a watch party in my Discord server. We're going to be watching Chainsaw Man. So if you guys are down for that, if that sounds like a good time, then consider hopping on in. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a good time. We're going to vibe. We're going to watch Chainsaw Man. We're going to hang out. It's going to be epic. I hope you guys are down. I hope you guys are excited. I hope to see you there. But until next time, have a good one.